press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, we have discussed about the magnetism and matter in detail. Now the important area from where the questions are coming in entrance, JEE, NEET or KCET are these. So you have come to know a bar magnet having pole strength M of equal strength of opposite nature separated by some distance as a magnetic length. We defined a magnetic moment as a pole strength into axial length of the magnet, one of the important relation required. And again, cutting of a magnet. When you cut the magnet along the axis of the magnet, length is not changing, but area of cross section decreases p times, the pole strength decreases p times. If we cut perpendicular to the axis, then pole strength remains same, but the length decreases by q times, thereby moment decreases by q times. But if you did both along and perpendicular to the axis you cut, so that along the axis p times and perpendicular to the axis q times, net moment coming to be m by pq. That is pq times decreases the moment. And again this cutting of magnet, and sometimes moment of inertia in case of bar magnet, usually the breadth and height of the magnet we consider negligible compared to its length, and most of the time we consider the relation for moment of inertia is m L square by 12. Is one concept you have to know regarding the magnetism of a bar magnet. And we also know the equation for magnetic field along the axis of a bar magnet at a certain d from the center of the magnet. Along the axis relation mu naught upon 4 pi 2m upon d cube, where m is the magnetic moment. In the same direction of the moment, the field exists along the axis, directly proportional to m and inversely proportional to cube of distance. But if you take the perpendicular to the axis bisector line, d distance m upon d cube, if you observe here, the field is opposite to that of the moment, and 50% compared to that of the along the axis for the same distance. B axial is nothing but 2 times the B broadside on position, perpendicular to, for the same distances, and also they are in opposite direction appears to be. This is along the axis, it is parallel to the axis but opposite in direction. General equation is most important, the questions are coming in entrance, that suppose the point where you have to see the magnetic field of a bar magnet is P, then at the point P, magnetic field is given by this equation m root 1 plus 3 cos square theta upon d cube. So theta is the angle made by the line joining the point P with the magnet. And also the phi, the angle made by the resultant field with respect to the line joining the point and the magnet is a tan phi, can be written as tan theta by 2. Theta is the angle known to you. So that is one about the bar magnet. And once you place a magnetic needle or a bar magnet in a or magnetic dipole in a uniform magnetic field, you come to know in uniform magnetic field it only experiences torque, no net force. But in non-uniform magnetic field it has both torque as good as force. That is given by mb sin theta, and it acts perpendicular to both m and b. And work done. So work done, it is potential energy of the dipole making an angle theta with respect to B is given by minus mb cos theta. Then the work done from theta 1 to theta 2, it is already at position theta 1, to turn it to the theta 2, what is the work done is given by mb into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. And the bending of magnet, we taken some examples in the previous videos. One I seriously taken here, others you can follow it. That one is, if you bend so that it is become an arc of a circle of radius r and the center is at O, then new moment become 2m sin theta by 2 upon theta, theta must be in radian. Here you know the force between the two magnetic poles M1 and M2 are the two pole pieces separately and independently if you imagine, and you can have the separation as D, then the force of attraction or repulsion is given by this equation mu naught upon 4 pi M1 M2 by D square if it is in air or vacuum. If it is in a medium of relative permeability mu r, then mu naught into mu r for any medium concerned. Also, we defined the magnetic field about a point. Suppose this is a test pole placed. If it is M, so magnetic field at this point is nothing but equal to MB. So force per pole strength. Force that exists per pole strength or F can be written as MB. Similarly, between the two bar magnets of moments M1 and M2, the force of attraction or repulsion is given by this. There is a large difference, remember, in case of pole strength, it is inversely with square of distance as like in Coulomb's law in electrostatic. But if you consider the bar magnet, they are coming in terms of moments, not in terms of pole strength. And also the force is inversely with the fourth power of separation between the two bar magnets, means separation. That you have to be kept in mind very carefully. So as per magnetism of matter concerned, permeability of a medium is magnetic flux density by magnetizing field, or magnetic permeability of medium can be mu naught into mu r, or mu r is mu by mu naught. Relation between B, H and I. Relation between susceptibility and relative permeability we have discussed. Flux generally we write it is BA cos theta. The maximum flux is given by this. And also in case of paramagnetic substances, we know that susceptibility of material decreases with increase of absolute temperature. And that relation is given by Curie and Curie law. And temperature xi C mu naught by T, where C is called as a Curie constant, particularly for paramagnetic substances. When you come to the ferromagnetic substance, up to the critical temperature, there is a very negligible variation, almost remains to be susceptibility constant. But it goes on decreases for any temperature above that of the critical temperature. T minus Tc rate inversely related the susceptibility. Again, the one vibration magnetometer or a magnet freely suspended is allowed to oscillate. We see this situation at T equal to pi upon I upon MB, where I is moment of inertia we have taken, M is the magnetic moment of a bar magnet, and B or BH may be in the external field, or earth a horizontal component in which the magnetic needle may be allowed to oscillate. Earth magnetism, magnetic elements of the earth, we have discussed about dip, declination and horizontal component. And you come to know tan theta, dip is equal to BV by BH. And also we brought a relation apparent dip. If the dip circle is not maintained in the magnetic meridian, it is some other medium. Then tan theta dash equal to tan theta by cos alpha, where alpha is the angle between the magnetic meridian and the dip plane. Theta is the true dip and this is the apparent dip measured in that plane. Suppose we are not knowing the magnetic meridian at all. What we are saying, this is in one plane, we are measuring the apparent dip. Turn the plane by 90 degree, dip circle by 90 degree. So the two mutually perpendicular planes of the dip, we measured the apparent dips, theta A and theta A dash. Theta is the true dip in the magnetic meridian. That related with this equation, cot square theta A plus cot square theta A dash equal to cot square theta. Also we have relation between BV and BH. BV equal to B sin theta or BH is B cos theta. If the two magnets with like poles and unlike poles we kept and used the vibration magnetometer to find out, compare the magnetic moment of the two bar magnets, M1 by M2, T2 square plus T1 square, T2 square minus T1 square, like poles together, unlike poles together. Even in terms of frequency, F1 square plus F2 square, F1 square minus F2 square. These relations, if we kept in mind, any problems of this chapter, magnetism and matter, can be solved easily. Let us go to the questions one by one from this unit. See the question number 1. A thin bar magnet is cut into two equal parts as shown in the figure. The ratio of moment of inertia and the magnetic moment of each part will become as compared to the original magnet. You are seeing the magnet that is cut into two parts so that the length is held, mass is become half. But as for moment of inertia, new one if I want, I told generally we consider in this ml square by 12, neglecting the breadth and thickness. Here mass is decreased to 2 times, length is decreased to 2 times because cutting into two pieces and each part is having that. I can write this as ml square by 12 as 1 unit and 4 into 2 is a 8, 1 by 8, or it become I by 8, ml square by 12. Even pole strength is m and length is L, original magnetic moment is m into L. New moment, if you want, pole strength is not changing because cut across, but length is made 2 parts, therefore ml by 2, which become m by 2. M dash is m by 2, I dash is I by 8. Question is an I dash by m dash is asked. I dash is I by 8 into m by 2, which become I by m into 1 by 4. But the question is I dash by m dash upon I by m, ratio to that. This is equal to 1 by 4. We got the answer 1 by 4, option number 2. So here magnet is cut into 2 parts, where the moment of inertia, mass decreased to 2 times, length decreased to 2 times, made I by 8. And pole strength is not changing when you cut perpendicular to the axis, but length decreased, moment decreased to 2 times, and ratio give 1 by 4. Coming to the question number 2. A bar magnet of length 3 centimeter has points A and B along its axis at a distance of 24 and 48 centimeter on the opposite sides. Ratio of magnetic fields at these points will be. So when you look into the question, this is a bar magnet they given and 2 points B and A they mentioned. From this center, if you take this distance as a dA, 24 centimeter, and dB as the 48 centimeter. They are asking about the ratio of magnetic fields, but if you want the magnetic field along the axis, the relation is mu naught upon 4 pi 2m upon dq. Here bar magnet is single, m is common for both B and A, which clearly suggests magnetic field is inversely with cube of the distance. Therefore, BA by BB, question is on this, that equal to dB by dA cube, and it is a 48 by 24 cube, which is equal to 8. Option number 1. So this is the, I hope you are understood here. They are along the axis at 2 different points. We have to measure the field and to compare. Know the equation, B inversely with D cube, and got the answer. Coming to the third question. Third question, let us put the second question figure second. So you are seeing the figure, they given the form like this, and N and S, and there is some point, and one point is like this, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 3 and 4. And this may be the angle theta. So come to the third question. If the figure theta equal to tan inverse of root 2 then the correct direction of the magnetic field P can be shown by the arrow. So the arrow you have to search here means out of these, which one is the right we have to think. So this is the line joining, you imagine that angle must be made with respect to that is phi. We have to find phi means we have a relation here tan theta is equal to root 2. Again this angle phi can be measured as a tan phi is equal to tan theta by 2 in a general equation we studied. This root 2 by 2 implies 1 by root 2 which is 0.7071, or phi is equal to tan inverse of 0.7071, which makes it is less than 45 degree, because tan inverse of 1, tan 45 is 1, less than 45. With this, if you imagine this line, with this line particularly, this line if you take, the angle 45 is corresponding to 1 is right. Therefore, the options out of 3, the third one which suggests answer is 1. This is the direction of the magnetic field at this point P is valid. Coming to the next one. So the question number 4, for this again figure is in the previous unit. So the figure is like this. So north and south, angle with respect to this is 30 degree, is 1 meter V. So the question we have to see with respect to that. The component of the magnetic field along the line joining the P due to the OP at the point bar magnet of magnetic moment 1.7325 ampere meter square is equivalent to root 3. Here the magnetic field comes to be B, but they are asking the magnetic field along this direction. Drop the normal from this. This angle is a phi. Now this adjacent side by hypotenuse is B cos phi. This is B dash. Now their question is we have to find B dash equal to B cos phi. But we know what is B general equation. Mu naught upon 4 pi into m into root of 1 plus 3 cos square theta upon d cube. This we have, theta is given to us, d is given to us, m is given. But we have to find cos phi to find the component of B along OP. So this for tan phi, because unless phi known we cannot calculate. Tan phi is a tan theta by 2. Tan 30 by 2. Tan 30 by 2 is 2 root 3, because tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Thereby cos phi finding is easier. Go to the geometrical construction of this. Opposite side by adjacent side of this is a tan phi. 2 root 3 square, if it's 3 into 4 plus 2, 1 is 13. Now cos phi is adjacent side by hypotenuse is 2 root 3 by root 13. This we have. Now we have both, we can substitute in this. Therefore B dash is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi. B cos theta is mu naught upon 4 pi into m into root of 1 plus 3 cos square theta by d cube into cos phi is the relation. B dash along OP. So this is a 10 power minus 7 mu naught upon 4 pi is root 3 is m into, if I substitute here 30 degree, this 30 degree is root 3 by 2 square 3 by 4. 9 plus 4 is 13, 13 by 2. 13 divided by 2 we have in denominator. Again you take this 2 into root 3 divided by root 13. Now substitution is over simplification. See, these 2 cancels and 2 cancels. Answer we got is 3 into 10 power minus 7 Tesla. 3 into 10 power minus 7 Tesla, option number 1. The problem I hope you are followed here, that not asked B but component of B along OP. B value is this. Component has to find means we have to find cos phi. From the given data we determined cos phi. Knowing the terms we substituted and had the answer is equal to 3 into 10 power minus 7, option number 1. Question number 5. The magnetic moment of a short bar magnet is. So, here given short bar magnet moment is 2 ampere meter square, and the magnetic field at a point 1 meter away from its direction making an angle of 60 degree is we have to calculate. Again you think a bar magnet, here that making an angle of 60 degree, D value is given, M given, we have to find the magnitude of B of how much. B equal to the same relation we used previously, M into root of 1 plus 3 cos square theta by D cube. So this equal to 10 power minus 7 into 2 into root of cos square 60 is 1 by 4. 4 plus 3 is root 7 divided by 2 into 1 cube. Root 7. Cancelling 2, you will get root 7 into 10 power minus 7 Tesla. Root 7 into 10 power minus 7 Tesla, option number 3. Go to the next. The work done in rotating a bar magnet of magnetic moment M from its unstable equilibrium position to stable equilibrium position in a uniform magnetic field B is. We have equation for work done MB cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. So you are knowing it is a direction of the magnetic field. Most stable equilibrium position for M is theta 0, is a stable equilibrium. But same if you place in the opposite direction, where the angle become theta equal to 180 degree. Theta 2, it is theta 1 now. Theta 1, most unstable equilibrium position to stable equilibrium, it is theta 2, where the moment is in the opposite direction. Substitute in this MB into cos 180 minus cos 0. So MB into minus 1 minus 2 MB minus 2 MB, option number 4. So must unstable equilibrium position to stable equilibrium position work done. Unstable equilibrium is 180, stable is 0. Therefore, the answer is minus 2 MB. Coming to the next. So, the next question. The potential energy of a bar magnet of magnetic moment is 8 ampere meter square. Moment given 8 ampere meter square. Placed in uniform magnetic field of 2 Tesla at an angle of theta equal to 120 degree. Question is on potential energy. You got potential energy if it's the direction of magnetic field, magnetic moment is present at 120 degree. What is the potential energy this has? You know, mb cos theta minus m is 2, 8 cos 120 minus 2 8 into minus half, cos 120 is minus half. That become 8 joules plus, the answer is 8 joules plus option number 4. Coming to next question number 8. Force between two identical short bar magnets whose centers are r meter apart is 4.8 Newton. Think the two bar magnets of moments m1 and m2 are under separation of r. When they are the force, when r1 is equal to r, f1 is equal to 4.8 Newton. When their axes are in the same line, if the separation is increased to 2r, if the separation r2 is made 2r, what is f2? I explained you the force between the bar magnets is given by an equation mu naught upon 4 pi 6 m1 m2 by r power 4. Magnets are same, only r changed with the f. Therefore, I can write f2 by f1 equal to r1 by r2 to the power of 4. This makes f2 is equal to 4.8 into r1 by r2, r by 2r power 4, 4.8 by 16 is equal to 0.3 Newton. So the answer is 0.3 Newton, option number 1. Here the force is inversely proportional to the fourth power of separation between the two bar magnets. Coming to the next one. Two identical bar magnets, each of magnetic moment m, are placed as shown in the figure, magnetic field at point P. Carefully see in this case the direction of the field, and along the axis are perpendicular to the axis. Both we have to see carefully to finalize the magnetic field. So S and N, magnetic moment downward, it is also a magnetic moment downward. Both moments of 1 and 2 are acting downward, and selected a point in between. The separation is also same. The magnetic field at P, you know, M is acting in one direction. It is the perpendicular axis point acting in the direction of B, opposite to M for the first one, or even a second one take, it is acting downward. This also add up to B. Therefore, net field at B is 2 times of that. Therefore, B at P is 2 into mu naught upon 4 pi into M upon dq. Option number 1. Acting upward and field value is that much. Question number 10. Gauss law in magnetism ensure that. So Gauss law in magnetism, we come to know that surface integral of B dot ds is always 0, which suggests magnetic monopole do not exist. The field becoming 0 inside a Gaussian surface. There should be a dipole structure that how many lines of forces which are coming out from one end, they should enter from the other ends. Otherwise, you cannot have that. Therefore, it confirms that in magnetism, there is no monopole exist. Magnetic field lines form a closed loops. This also indicates that unless they are forming a closed loop, we cannot get that structure. Both 1 and 2 are correct, but it does not throw light on magnetic field is conserved. Therefore, option number 4, which is both 1 and 2 are correct. Next question. A thin bar magnet has a dipole moment M. If this is bent in the form of a semicircle, then its new dipole moment is. So, you have a dipole moment whose value is M. So, if it is bent in the form of a semicircle, what is the new moment? It is the radius. Here angle is pi, theta is pi, and this moment earlier it has. Now its length is L. Now I given one equation in case of bending of moments, magnets 2m sine theta by 2 by theta must be in radian, it is pi radian, 2m into sine of 180 by 2 divided by pi, which gives 2m upon pi. If you know the relation, directly can be had from that. 2m upon pi is the relation using this if you remember. Otherwise, earlier moment for this length was m equal to pole strength into L, if m is the pole strength. By bending, pole strength is not changed. This is one method. I am showing the second method, how we can determine that. So in the new moment, what is m dash? If you want to see, it is equal to pole strength term, but 2r. Because this is the effective length. Now, you forget about effective length is 2r. Pole strength is m. So we have to get r. You know, in case of the arch, if you have the arch length and this is theta and this is r, how you define? Theta is equal to r by L. Theta is equal to r by L. So similarly, if I taken here, theta is equal to r by L. R is equal to L into theta. R is equal to L theta. Theta is nothing but, L by R. Theta is equal to arc length by radius. Arc length by radius, R is equal to L by theta. Substitute here. So I only recalled, not necessary to go this. Let us see, theta is L by R. Now R is equal to L by theta. Substitute here, R is equal to L by theta. M L into 2 by theta. But ML is original moment, theta is pi. Therefore 2m upon pi is an alternate method by which we can calculate. So this relation, if you know 2m sin theta by 2 theta, can give you. Or otherwise use this original moment. M dash is m into 2r. Theta is L by r, r is L by theta, substitute here. That gives you the answer same. Either of the method can be used to simplify that. Coming to next. The magnetic field of 1500 ampere meter, H is given 1500 ampere per meter, produces a magnetic flux density, means B equal to 0.48 Tesla or Weber per meter square in an iron bar. Calculate permeability of iron bar. It is Weber per meter square. Permeability of iron bar. Permeability relation directly B by H in any material. Mu naught B naught by H. Mu is B by H. So B by B is 0.48 Weber by meter square divided by 1500 ampere per meter. So if I take 0 to numerator and shifting this, I can write 48 by 15 into 10 power minus 4. 15 3s are 45, 3.2 into 10 power minus 4 Weber per 1 meter cancels, ampere meter is the answer. The relation is mu equal to B by H. The option is 3.2 into 10 power minus 4. Option number 2. You got the answer for that? Let us go to the next one. So B by H, we substituted B, we substituted for H and got the answer. A short magnet is kept in a uniform magnetic field of 0.16 Tesla, such that dipole moment vector is at an angle of 30 degree with the field. The torque acting on the magnet is 0.032 Newton meter. Find the magnitude of the magnetic dipole moment of the magnet. In a uniform magnetic field B, a bar magnet of moment M is placed making an angle theta. This experiences a torque. Torque value is given. Question is on the moment. You know torque is equal to mv sin theta. Magnetic moment is 0.032 by 0.16 into B. Sin theta is sin 30. 0.032 divided by 0.16 into 2 sin 30. So I shifted here 0.216, 3.2. 3.22 is 6.4 by 16, which become 0.4 ampere meter square. Option number 1. 0.4 ampere meter square is the answer. Direct substitution in torque mb equal to sin theta. A bar magnet has coercivity. They given the field H is 4 into 10 power 3 ampere per meter. It is desired to demagnetize it, inserting it inside a solenoid of 12 centimeter length, having 60 turns. Number of turns is 60. The current carried by the solenoid should be. So we have a solenoid. So it produces a magnetic field along this, which is given by mu naught Ni. It is the total. But otherwise I can write it as mu naught Ni by L. Number of turns per unit length of the solenoid. It is B. But their question is how much current carried by it solenoid to demagnetize it. Already the magnet which we are placed have value of H. But you know H is equal to B by mu naught. And this is equal to mu naught Ni by L into mu naught, or H is equal to Ni by L. I hope you are followed here. H is B by mu naught, or mu naught is B by H. Mu naught Ni by L is the value of B. Therefore, I required current. Therefore, current necessary is H value is 4 into 10 power 3. The current you have to pass through the solenoid. L is 12 centimeter. H into L. 12 centimeter is 12 into 10 power minus 2 meter. Centimeter to meter. Divided by number of turns is 60. So that cancelling it, Ni by L. H is 4 into 10 power 3. L is 12 into 10 power this 4 by 5. So it become 4 by 5 or 40 by 0.60. 0.2. Simplification given you. It is become 40 divided by this is 5, 8 ampere, answer is 1, first one. H is Ni by L. Coming to the next. Relative permeability of iron 5500. Its magnetic susceptibility. Question is on this. One relation you are having mu r equal to 1 plus susceptibility or susceptibility equal to mu r minus 1. 5500 minus 1 is 5499. Option number 2. Option number 2, direct with this equation, given permeability, asking the susceptibility of material. A magnetic field of 1600 ampere meter produces a flux in an iron bar of cross-section area 0.2 centimeter square. The susceptibility of the iron bar will be. So question number 16, if you see that you are given H value 1600 ampere per meter and magnetic flux given, flux equal to 2.4 into 10 power minus 5 Weber, and when iron bar of cross-sectional area 0.2 into 10 power minus 4 meter square, given in centimeter square, I converted to meter square here. The susceptibility of the iron bar. This relation does not give directly to the susceptibility here, but you are knowing susceptibility. Now previous question we discussed about this. If you are able to find mu r susceptibility, we get. Mu r how can get is, you know, mu r into mu naught is B by H, or B is a flux by area H, or mu r is equal to flux divided by A into H into mu naught. So you are known all the things. Let us calculate mu r and substitute here to get the susceptibility. Susceptibility given, flux given 2.4 into 10 power minus 5 divided by area. I can write 2 into 10 power minus 5 instead of 0.2, and H 1600 into 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 is the answer. So these two can cancel here. Even these two zeros if we cancel, so this minus 7 cancel become 5. So if I take to the numerator 4 8 2s are 8, cancelling these two, 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 0.3 into 10 power 5 minus 7 to upward, 16 pi, 16 into pi appear to be. So now if I make it with 1 2 3 4 zeros upon 16 3s is 48, I approximate to 50. If I made it 50, let us see the value of 600, nearly 600. If I take in this equation xi equal to 600 minus 1 is 599. It is maximum I am expecting. I made error here. This value is higher than 50, less than 50, 16 pi is, but I made it 50 means little bit smaller than this value. The best value we are getting is 596. Option number 3. What is the relation here? We have this. From that we got 5 by AH. Find mu r, substitute in that to get the final answer. Coming to the next question. A specimen of iron of permeability, question number 17. permeability 8 into 10 power minus 3 Weber per ampere meter is placed in a magnetic field of ampere per meter H 160. Magnetic induction in this iron is, B is questioned, H into mu. This is 8 into 160 because you know mu is equal to B upon H. 160 into 10 power minus 3. These 3 digits, 8 into 0.16. 1.28. Value of B is Weber per meter square. The relation V mu equal to B by H used to calculate the answer. Option number 3. Magnetic field of 2 into 10 power minus plus 3 ampere per meter produces a magnetic flux of 8 pi. 18. A magnetic field H 2 into 10 power 3 ampere per meter, magnetic flux of 8 pi. 8 pi Tesla, that means flux density Tesla given. The relative permeability of the rod will be mu r. How much? Just previous we have taken equation mu naught into mu r is B by H for this. So you want mu r. Value of B is 8 pi. Value of H is 2 into 10 power 3 into 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. 8 pi cancels, become 10 power 4. 10 power 4 is the fourth option, is the right one. Option number 4. Instead of mu, I written mu naught mu r, mu naught taken to the denominator to get the solution to this problem. The variation of intensity of magnetization I with respect to a magnetizing field H in a diamagnetic substance is described by the graph. So I given you the graphs I versus CH. It is less response but opposite response in case of this goes to diamagnetic. Slow response in case of the paramagnetic. And high response but gets saturated in case of ferromagnetic. Here not that figure is given, but this is the answer. The curve OC represents the diamagnetic, the option number 1. Come to the next. The magnetic susceptibility of a paramagnetic material at a temperature 273 minus 73 is 200 Kelvin is 0.0075. What is the value at temperature 273 minus 173 is 100 Kelvin? What is susceptibility value? You come to know in case of paramagnetic substance, it is inversely proportional to the absolute temperature. Therefore, I can write Xi2 by Xi1 is a T1 by T2. This implies susceptibility equal to 0.0075 into 200 by 100. So this gives you 0.0150. Option number 4. So susceptibility is inversely proportional to the temperature is the relation for that. Liquid oxygen remains suspended between two pole faces of a magnet because it is. So in the discussion of the property of magnetic substances, one thing expressed to you, the substances which are moving from weaker to stronger region either may be the paramagnetic or ferromagnetic. If the substance move from stronger to weaker region, we called it as a diamagnetic. Usually the level, if you maintained at the center and place one of the limbs in between the pole pieces of the magnet, if you take diamagnetic, the level falls very down, come to this side, it rises very high. In case of diamagnetic, the level come down. In case of ferromagnetic, this level goes up and it comes down too much. But in case of paramagnetic liquid, it is almost remains, the rise is very small, but it still remains in the pole, in between the pole pieces of the magnet level. There is a rise, support is there but less. It is not so high as like in ferromagnetic, not fall like in diamagnetic. Level remains in between the limbs. Between two poles means it must be a paramagnetic one. Paramagnetic substance. Oxygen, liquid oxygen is a paramagnetic one. Next, domain formation is the necessary features of the, you come to know again in the classification of magnetism. No dipole moments, the substance is called diamagnetic. Dipole moments are there, but because of the temperature of the system, the dipoles are oriented highly in random order and net magnetism is zero. Less response to the magnetizing field. They may polarize in the direction of the field, but the magnetism is very less, but temporary. As soon as you remove the magnetization process, then it will come back to the original status. Ferromagnetism one, it also have permanent dipoles, but individual dipoles are not existing as like in paramagnetic. The groups of atoms in certain regions of the ferromagnetic behave alike. Their response to the external field or even all the moments of the atoms in that region which we are calling domain is same. Once applied, they all respond quickly for very less field. Strong magnetization appears. Even after magnetization process removed, the polarization of the domains are not 100% become zero. They maintain some magnetism and substance behave as a magnet. That option is possible in domain structure where we see the micro units in the ferromagnetic substance containing millions of atoms which are having the moments in the same order. That substance which possessing domain is a ferromagnetic one. Option number 3. Come to the next. Susceptibility of a paramagnetic substance is found to depend on temperature and the strength of the magnetizing field. Susceptibility, temperature variation, quite natural. I showed you in case of diamagnetic substance, variation of susceptibility with the temperature, it is almost negative. That susceptibility seems to be negative in case of that. Whereas in paramagnetic liquid, using the Curie-Weiss law, you are getting the curve like this. One susceptibility is inversely with the temperature. Whereas coming to the ferromagnetic substance, this almost constant and go on decreases after particular temperature called a critical temperature. It is for ferromagnetic. So here both response is possible for ferromagnetic substance and hence we call material as a ferromagnetic one. Susceptibility changes with the temperature as good as strength of magnetizing field. Response, you know, I is lagging H. I lags H in case of ferromagnetic. Susceptibility also varies with the temperature. Both response we are seeing high in case of ferromagnetic substance, Therefore, the best option is the ferromagnetic one. Superconductor completely become a diamagnetic. Perfect diamagnetism is called as a superconductor. Therefore, option is the third one. Go to the next. The hysteresis curve is studied generally for, again I told previously, the concept is lagging I lags H. I lags H is possible for certain saturation, returns, demagnetizes and magnetizes. Every moment I lags H, this is called as a hysteresis. This is possible only in case of ferromagnetic substance. Option is third. Next. The variation of magnetic susceptibility with absolute temperature T for ferromagnetic material is. So you have seen the three graphs I given here. That this is holding good for diamagnetic. This is holding good for paramagnetic. This holds up to certain temperature, it almost same. Above Curie temperature, the fall starts because Xi is inversely proportional to T minus T for T greater than Tc is valid. That curve is possible for the second option, option number 2. Come to the next one. If the magnetic dipole moment of an atom of a diamagnetic material, paramagnetic material and ferromagnetic material are denoted as, then, so you knowing well, in case of diamagnetism, magnetic moment is 0, no permanent dipole moments. Paramagnetic, they have dipole moment. In case of ferromagnetism also, mu f is not 0 because they have the permanent dipoles. Here we see the additional structure is a domain structure, but they have intrinsic dipole moment. Paramagnetic and ferromagnetic dipole moments have. Diamagnetic not having the permanent dipole moment. The best option C, the option number 1, where it says mu d is 0, mu p is not 0. But in the second option, mu p is 0, it is not possible. In the third option, mu d and mu f, both are not 0, again wrong. Mu d is 0, but they given not 0. Mu d is 0 in the fourth one right, but mu f 0 is wrong. Therefore, the option number 1 is the right one. The time period of vibration of a magnetometer is T0. Its magnet is replaced by another magnet whose moment of inertia is 3 times and magnetic moment is 1/3 of its initial magnet. The time period now will be, see the question number 27, T0, you have a relation 2 pi I upon m into BH. In this case particularly T0 is proportional to I by m. But the situation is I dash is 3 times of I, m dash is m by 3. Now the T nu can written as T 2 pi into 3I divided by m BH into 3. This 2 pi into root of I by mbh into root 9. This is nothing but T0. T0 into 3 or 3 T0 root 9. 3 T0 option number 1. Because they given I dash is 3I, m dash is m by 3. Just take the equation and take I dash and m dash. 2 pi I upon mbh is T0. Root 9 is 3. Option number 1. The length of the magnet is very large as compared to its width and breadth. The time period of its oscillation in a vibration magnetometer is 2 seconds. T is a 2 second. The magnet is cut perpendicular to its length into 3 equal parts. They given a magnet, they cut into 3 equal parts. and 3 parts are placed on each other. Again, all the 3 are placed one above the other. The time period of this combination will be, what is the new time period is required? Again, the question here, this is T1 given. What is the T2 has to find? The question arises, T, if you see 2 pi to root of I by M. Again, I and M are changing, M, BH. At the same place, BH is same. Then T2 by T1 means root of I2 by I1 into M1 by M2. This T2 we can calculate as 2 seconds into root of, unless we find I2 in terms of I1. So this 3 parts mass remains same, length decreased to 3 times. Therefore, I2 is equal to ML by 3 whole square, decrease, cut into 3 parts, mass remains same by 12. This I can write M L square by 12 into 9, that is I by 9, I1 by 9 I can see. ML square by 12 is earlier, now ML by 3 whole square by 12, this become 3 square is 9. Similarly, M2 required. If you take here M is, if it is the L, pole strength into L. But when they're clubbed together, the area of cross section increased, pole strength increased 3 times, length decreased 3 times, thereby the moment remains same. No changes in the moment at all. Therefore, if I substitute I2 by I1, this suggests I2. I2 by I1 is 1 by 9. M2 by M1 is 1. So I2 by I1 is 1 by 9. It is 1. I can write it as 2 by 3 second. 2 by 3 second, option number 2. So we determined here the new moment of inertia and moment substituted in this equation to find the value. Which of the following demonstrate the earth has a magnetic field? Intensity of cosmic rays is more at the poles than at the equator. This is one of the great reasons to feel that the earth has a magnetism. Because as the magnetic intensity is found to be more stronger in the polar regions, magnetic poles, magnetic south and magnetic north. Cosmic rays are the charged particles coming from the outer space. They are correcting more towards, that means the force acting on the charged particle under the magnetic field. If the field is stronger, BQV is a force. Higher the field force will be larger and higher will be the speed it gets. This confirms at the polar region. Otherwise, the charged particles can reach the earth uniformly at all surfaces. Entire surface with equal amount almost on an average. But we are seeing the most collection at the polar regions, southern or northern magnetic poles. This is mainly because of this magnetic property. Option number 1. Come to the next. The angle between magnetic meridian and geographic meridian is known as, the direct question in that, this is the magnetic meridian and other is geographic meridian. The angle between them is called as a declination. The angle between the magnetic meridian and geographic meridian is called declination. Coming to the next. Isogonic points are those points where, see one thing, isogonic lines and agonic lines, the two category. Similarly, isoclinic lines, eclinic lines, and isodynamic lines. They are the lines drawn on the surface of the earth. At what points or along that line certain value of earth magnetic elements value same, dip or declination or BH either same or zero. Because we are understanding the magnetism of the earth with the three parameters. One is dip, another is declination, and the third is the earth horizontal component. So now isogonic line, iso is equal, gonic refers to here declination, equal declination. If the declination is zero, the lines on the surface of the earth where the declination is zero, zero declination, we call it as agonic lines. Isoclinals or isoclinic lines are equal dip. Then those lines on the surface of the earth where the dip is equal, same are called. Zero dip is called eclinic line, zero dip. Same BH, equal value of BH, we call them as isodynamic lines. Therefore, it is more clear what the answer is. In this, we have to think about isogonic lines are equal declination, that is option number 4. At places of horizontal and vertical component of a magnetic field are as follows. BH is 1 Gauss and west of north, and BV 1 Gauss vertically down. West of north and bit width on 1 point. Question number 32. West of north by 10 degree. 10 degree west. West of north 10 degree. So you are asking about the dip angle and declination, or what is the dip angle and declination? Dip, if you want, tan theta in the magnetic meridian, it is the direction of earth field, BV and BH, and this is theta. BV by BH gives you tan theta. Here it is 1 by 1 is 1. Therefore, dip is equal to tan inverse of 1 equal to 45 degree. And it is 10 degree west of north is this, if you substitute west of north, that gives you 10 degree. So this 10 degree west is the answer. 45 degree and 10 degree west, option number 3. Option number 3. It is north, south, east, west. West of north is 10 degree. That represents the declination. Coming to the next. A dip circle is placed in a magnetic meridian, then magnetic needle will align horizontally, vertically in the direction of the earth magnetic field. So question number 33. So in the magnetic meridian, if the dip circle is present and it come to rest, this is dip circle, along the earth, total earth field, BE. This is the representation of the theta dip in the direction of the earth magnetic field. Option 3, this is measured as a dip. It is in magnetic meridian. If it is, coming to the next 34. A dip circle is placed perpendicular to the magnetic meridian. Then the magnetic needle will align horizontally, vertically in the direction of the earth field, perpendicular to the direction of the field. See, if it is turned by 90 degree, when it is BH component here we have, it is the direction of BV. When it is turned by 90 degree, BH dash becomes 0. Magnetic meridian turned by 90 degree, component of BH in 90 degree plane is 0. Only BV exists. Only BV means it is vertically down. Vertically down because BH become 0 in a plane perpendicular to magnetic meridian. Coming to the next. At a place, dip angle is known to be 45 degree. Dip angle is 45 degree. Apparent dip, when the dip circle is placed at an angle of 60 degree, 60 degree, with the magnetic meridian will be. Question is on apparent angle. The relation given to you, tan theta dash is tan theta by cos alpha. So this is the given cos alpha. Tan theta is a tan 45 divided by cos 60. So theta dash is equal to tan inverse of 2. Apparent dip. Apparent dip. If it is the magnetic meridian, this, now the dip is placed, it is a dip plane which is making 60 degree. In that case, actually this BH, that what we are measuring, so we have to take the BH value to BH dash. So this become BH cos theta, cos 60, and here it is. Therefore, we have taken tan theta is equal to BV upon BH cos 60. Apparent dip, that is tan theta by cos 60. Theta given. If forgotten, I given you this equation, or if you are knowing directly, you can write tan theta. Apparent dip is true dip by cos alpha, where cos alpha is the angle between the magnetic meridian and the dip plane. Alpha is the angle. A bar magnet of magnetic moment 1.44 ampere meter square is placed on a horizontal table with north pole pointing towards north. A bar magnet with the north pole pointing towards north, north to north. If the horizontal component of earth field is, BH value is 18 microtesla, then the neutral point is at a distance from the net equal to. See, in case of north pole to north pole, like poles together, so at some point, either at the east point or west point, BH acting upward and B act downward. At certain distance D possible on either side. It is BH by this north pole, B act downward. So perpendicular axis relation, B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi. M upon d cube is the case when north pole facing the north, equatorial plane, get the neutral point. So now we have to find a d cube. It is a 10 power minus 7 into 1.44 divided by 18 microtesla, 10 power minus 6. It become 0.144 by 18. 18 it is 8 into 10 power minus 3. So it is D equal to 2 cube into 10 power minus 3 to the power of 1 by 3 is, this goes minus 3 is 1, or it is 0.2, or 2 10 power minus 3. 8 times 2 power 3 minus 1, 0.2 meter. So otherwise we can write 20 centimeter along east as good as west. East as well as west, second option. Either at east or at west from the magnet 20 centimeter away, the neutral point exists, option number 2. The magnitude of the earth magnetic field at a magnetic equator. See 39th question. If you take on this, it is the magnetic axis and it is the magnetic equator. At the magnetic equator, 2.8 into 10 power minus 5 Tesla. Find the magnitude of the magnetic field near the geomagnetic pole. Here, what is the magnetic field? Remember here, at magnetic equator, theta is 0. BV is nothing but 0, BH become equal to BE. At this point, BH becomes 0 and BV become BE, because theta is 90 degree. Therefore, answer same, that equal to 2.8 into 10 power minus Tesla. Here also it is BE and here also BE. Therefore, the answer is 2.8 into 10 power minus 5 Tesla, option 2. Let us come to the next one. A magnet having magnetic moment M equal to magnetic moment 2 into 10 power 4 joules per Tesla is free to rotate in a horizontal plane where magnetic field is 6 into 10 power minus 5 Tesla. Find the work done to rotate the magnet slowly from the direction parallel to the field to a direction of the field 60 degree. Theta 1 is 0. So it is the B. This is theta 0. You have to turn it to theta 1 is 0. Theta 2 to 60 degree. Theta 2 to 60 degree. Work done. Work done MB into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. 6 into 10 power minus 5. 2 into 10 power 4. Cos 0 is 1 and half. That become 0.6 joules. Half remains, 2 cancel, 6.1. 0.6 joules, option 3. Coming to 41, a ship is to reach a place of 20 southwest. So here the direction concerning is very much east, west, north and south. So they are saying south of west 20 degree the ship has to go. What direction should it be steered if angle of declination at the place is 16 degree west? Suppose this is the 16 degree west. So in what direction the ship should be streamed? So now this is 90 plus 20. If you want theta, 90 plus 20, the reading should give less 16, the magnetic needle. Then it will be 110 minus 16 is 94 degree west of north. 94 degree west of north. West of north. That is option number 1. Coming to the next. A magnetic needle points 3.5 degree west of geographic north. Another needle free to rotate in a vertical plane, that is dip circle, vertical plane rotating. Magnetic meridian has its north tip pointing down at 18 degree. That 42 is, dip is 18 degree. In the magnetic meridian, it is showing dip. The magnitude of the horizontal component of the earth field, BH, is 0.4 G. What is the magnitude of the earth magnetic field at the place? BE required. You know BH is equal to BE cos theta. Therefore, BE is equal to 0.4 divided by cos 18. 0.4 by 0.95. They given the cos 18 value. Slightly higher than 0.4 because less than 1. Higher than 0.4 is only one answer, that is the fourth one. They given 0.4 to Gauss. Coming to 43. A magnet makes 90 oscillations per minute. 90 oscillations per minute, that become 3/2 second period. Having magnetic field intensity BH equal to 0.1 into 10 power minus 5 or 10 power minus 6 Tesla. At another place, it is 1, I think. At another place, it takes 2.5 seconds, T2. 2.5, that means 25 by 10. Or it is a 5/2 seconds. Complete vibration, the value of Earth's horizontal component BH2 is how much? You know the relation of period of vibration magnetometer is MBH. Magnet same means these two are same. So BH is inversely proportional to T square. If we want BH2, BH1 into T1 by T2 whole square, 10 power minus 6. T1 is 3/2 into 5/2 whole square. So it is a 10 power minus 6 into 9/25. 9/25. So if I divide it 10 power minus 6 into 90, if I thought it is 3 times, that means 0.36 because 15 remains. 0.36 into 10 power minus 6 Tesla. 0.36 into 10 power minus 6 Tesla, option number 3. Third one. 44. Combination of two magnets makes oscillations. 10 oscillations per second, that frequency. 10 oscillations per second. F1 in a oscillation magnetometer when like poles are together, and 2 oscillations is F2 when unlike poles are together. Find the ratio of the magnetic moments of the magnets. M1 and M2. In this case, F1 square plus F2 square by F1 square minus F2 square. 10 square plus 2 square by 10 square minus 2 square. 104 divided by 96. 12 and 13. 13/12. That is the option number 2. Is the option here. Frequency relation, like poles together, unlike poles together. One relation I showed derived also, moments and frequency relation. Coming to the next. Two similar magnets of moments M1 and M2 are taken and vibrated in vibration magnitude like poles together and unlike poles together if the ratio of the time periods is 1/2. T1 by T2 is 1/2. Then the ratio of moments M1 by M2 in terms of periods means T2 square divided by T2 square minus T1 square. This may be written as 1 plus T1 by T2 whole square upon 1 minus T1 by T2 whole square. 1 minus 1 by 2 whole square. 1 minus 1 by 2 square. It is 4 plus 1 is 5 by 3 because 4 cancels. Option must be 5 by 3, the third one. So we have seen this, some questions likely to be covering all the formulas. You have to try with this. Once again, go through the questions carefully, understand them, and then it is possible to answer any question if coming from the magnetism and matter. One question in JEE or NEET is sure from this part. Thank you.